The milestone we're working on today for your 4 to 6 month old is getting their hands to their mouth. Now, this milestone is so important for so many reasons that are just gonna blow your mind. All right, are you ready for this? The first one is that when your baby gets their hands to their mouth and they're exploring all the structures inside their mouth, their tongue, their gum area, their cheeks, they're getting so much information about how their tongue moves. And this sets the foundation for being able to manage food and to be able to start with understanding how their tongue and their lips and their mouth make sounds. And so this is an important foundational skill for articulation, how baby makes sounds to make words. Another important aspect of why it's important for baby to get their hands to their mouth is because, are you ready for this? This is the beginning of understanding math concepts. I know you're thinking, Tia, what the heck are you talking about? Well, here's the thing. When baby starts to bring objects like rattles or blocks to their mouth, they're getting lots of information about the properties of that object, whether it's soft, smooth, bumpy, pointy, large, small. All these different concepts are starting to develop in these early stages of getting objects and hands into their mouth. Now, here's something nerdy and geeky about hands to mouth. Are you ready for this? Okay. God, itchy nose. Are you ready for this? Okay. So in the brain, years ago, the neurologists began to map the different areas of the brain that were in charge of different sorts of sensory experiences, sensory and motor experiences. Now, in the brain, the area where the tongue and the lips and the oral structures were huge, for one thing, but for another thing, they were right next to where the hands are. And it was an important discovery because it really explains how the relationship between the mouth and the hands is so important. And it's for that reason why many scientists postulate why you see so many people who are sticking out their tongue while they're writing, or why whenever we put mascara on, our tongue is sticking out. It's even one of those things they talked about Michael Jordan, how he used to go up for his layup and his tongue would be famously hanging out of his mouth. And it's all about that oral motor overflow, about how the mouth and the hands are so strongly interconnected and how they influence one another in learning and development and speech and language skills and tool use, all those different sorts of things. So it's just an interesting little bit of information there for you. Okay, so the tools that you need to help your baby with this milestone of getting their hands to their mouth are a boppy pillow, one of those, and some of your baby's preferred toys. Preferably, if you have on hand something that has some high contrast, is visually interesting for them to look at, but also provides a little bit of auditory feedback, something that makes a little bit of noise. Some rattles, some of those loops, or I think these are like connecting rings, I think is what they're called. Here's one of my favorites is, this is a good visually interesting toy that we can all remember playing with when we were little. But things that are really easy for your baby to kind of get their fingers on and bring to their mouth. Something that is errorless, something that doesn't allow for a lot of errors. That's why I like these sort of rings that babies can reach and just get a finger through and bring it to their mouth, and that's that immediate gratification. This is one of my favorite toys for babies to play with too, because it's lightweight, but it has a lot of interesting and moving parts to it. And then of course your rattles are also really super. And if your baby has a harder time, this is when I usually bring my ring stand out and I just put baby's hand through one of the rings, because then they can feel that, but they can also bring just an arm up and be like, what the heck, what's on my arm? Which is also really fun to play with. So those are the tools that you need. So some preferred toys and your boppy pillow. So grab those and join me as we dive into activities